Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. Right. Apologies for going on. I'm slightly late, 3 minutes late. I was getting stuck into a juicy bit of news that I was reading online. And as you know, your questions have come in, and of course I'm going to read your questions. I'm just putting my phone here on airplane mode so I don't get interrupted. There is so much going on in the world. Oh my goodness. So one of the things I'm going to do before I actually start the show, I'm just going to read you off a little bit of what's happening around the world. I've got your questions here, folks, as well. So of course this is going to form the main body of this evening's show. Some really interesting questions and stuff like that. So I'm going to start with some basic stuff. As you will know, you will have heard me say ad nauseum now, but as you know, such is the cycle of things. There's so much news going on, we forget. Yeah, we forget stuff. So it's important to repeat stuff. Oh, and by the way, what do you think of my moustache? Slightly 80s, isn't it? Slightly 80s, slightly. But you know what? As you know, I did my Purple Rain Prince Halloween costume, which you guys adored, by the way. Thank you so much. And many of you said I also look like Jimi Hendrix as well. I think that was a good point too. So what I did was I shaved off those little bits there, and I've left the handlebars and I've let the stubble grow a bit. I know, quite 80s. But I just fancied it. Maybe it's because I'm way behind you guys. I'm actually starting to watch the second series of Stranger Things, and I know they're in their last series now, and it's been going on for years. But I'm never one to kind of binge watch all that stuff. Anyway, enough about my moustache. What has been really interesting, so the first thing to mention here on Thursday Fry Up is that the UK is having a COVID inquiry. Yeah, we're having a COVID inquiry. This, of course, will not be anywhere else on the mainstream news. You guys in America, Canada, whoever else, Australia, well, maybe Australia, are not going to be talking about this. And let me tell you, the juicy stuff that has emerged already. After this, I'll have to put a link in the video description of this video. Gosh, you're all piling in now. So you guys can just have a little look-see for yourself to see where the level of debate is, what's going on around the world, and of course in the UK. And it has been scathing so far. Oh my goodness. Dominic Cummings and everything he's been talking, cussing everyone out, expletive laden WhatsApp messages, Boris Johnson being called the trolley, because he veers from this way to that way, the government clueless, not having an idea, Matt Hancock, riddled with incompetence and vainglory, and oh my God, that's not even, it doesn't even begin to touch the side. So I'm going to have to put a link in the video description for that. What else do we have? We have Rishi Sunak was hosting a conference attended by Elon Musk and other prominent people into AI, the future of AI. You've heard me mention this before. I said one of the things we're going to have to deal with is deep fake. I'll have to maybe put, once this video plays, I'll have to put at the end one of my videos where I did a prediction of all the planets, and I said we will enter this era of deep fake where it's going to become increasingly difficult to sort fact from fiction. In fact, Joe Biden actually spoke about it in one of his speeches recently, saying they only need 30 seconds. Is it 30 seconds? I think he said it was 30 seconds of speech, or maybe it was 3 minutes. I can't remember, to basically completely replicate. And he was like, I found it astonishing what they were able to do. So there's that. And you remember, like I said when Saturn goes into sidereal Aquarius, where he is now, all things to do with tech, rules, regulations will change with governments. Also, as well, before I get started with the questions, there is a bit of rebellion from Poland in regards to the EU, and Poland is accusing the EU of wanting to create a super state. I kid you not, I've already put that in the link in this video, and that's from the Associated Press. And I've had a look around some of the other things. You know, you've got, obviously you've got to check your news sources. There's one news source that I'm reading right now which really goes into the nitty-gritty and the detail, so we'll probably have to pick that up in Hogarth this weekend. Remember what I said? I said Pluto is in sidereal Capricorn. Capricorn deals with what? Governments of all kinds, distribution systems, rules, regulations. Pluto is about what? Power and control. Do you remember how I said, unfortunately, governments are going to change rules, regulations. You see everyone's moving to the right, but even the ones on the right are against the big super state, and the ones on the left seem to be, oh my God, what a world, eh? What a world. Right, so let's see who's in. You're all piling in. So who's this here? Cheryl Clark is saying, hello, everyone from Maine. So obviously they're hailing from Maine. Someone says, hi, Hogarth, everyone. Hand pink waving. Okay, so pink hand waving. Let's see here. Oh, hello, Hogarth. Hello, Hogarth. A little late, but the vegetable soup is ready. Don't worry, I've not started the show yet. Here we are. Angela's saying, Boris is, you know, you can see that for yourself because he is crazy. They're all crazy. It's all coming out, folks. You remember I said the underbelly of all of this will come out. Oh, Susie Max says most excellent moustache, very 70s. Thank you, my darling. Much appreciated. I'm going to play around with it for a while. Let's see who else we've got. New York Cayuga Ducks, which is saying, good evening, Hogarth. Did you get any of that storm that's been going through the UK? Glad to see that you're right tonight. No, didn't. I saw they announced it on the news. So, of course, I just used a little bit of the wizardy powers and I was like, no, that can go somewhere else. There were a few gusts at 4 a.m. last night, but my area has not been touched. So anyway, I just kind of you know these things. Some of you can do this as well. You've done it with big storms and stuff. I don't know where it went. Maybe it kind of gave a lashing to Paris. I've not had a chance, or it moved further north. But either way, my area, I'm in the southeast, barely touched. Anyway, let's see here. Oh, someone else said, Melody Mondell is asking, with Saturn turning direct, how is it different? Right. Good. Very good point. Saturn will turn stationary direct on the 4th of November, everyone. So, of course, tonight or today is the 2nd of November, 2023, and it is 10:41 p.m. my time. When Saturn goes direct, what will happen again? Everything will start to speed up again. So whenever a planet is retrograde, it means what? Review, revise, reassess, all of those things. Saturn deals with what? Government, distribution systems, infrastructure of all kinds, all of that stuff. So, of course, there's been reviews into what? All things to do with government, particularly, of course, in this case with Duck Larange, who will also be talking about, but also as well things to do with the infrastructure package, all of this, that, and the other. Will the GOP be able to sabotage again when it comes to the economy, budgets, approval rating, approval for support for, wars and stuff that are going on? Also, what I forgot to say as well, China have started trading in their digital currency. We'll probably have to do that more on Hogarth, or if there is enough time, because there's so much news that is going in, and they're basically doing a pushback against the dollar. Like I said, do you remember I've been warning for the last year or so, watch out. China's going to make some economic moves to affect the status of the dollar as the reserve currency. But if I was to go into all of that, the show would never get started. So let's begin. Oh, crikey. I've got to read something funny, haven't I? Un momento, folks. Un momento. Doo-doo. Where is that book? Ah, here we are. Oh, Shakespeare as well. I've got to make sure I got Shakespeare. Ah, read. So here we are. Going to take a read from the funniest quotations to brighten your everyday. Here I am with my eyes closed. I'm just going to see where the page falls, and I'm just going to read something at random, and I hope it's funny. All right, I'm here. Let's have a look. Okay. So this deals with, here you can see here it says overweight. So look, as you saw, my eyes were closed. So I'm going to read. Okay, I'm going to read the first three. So this one says, inside me, there's a thin person struggling to get out, but I can usually sedate him with 4 or 5 cupcakes. And that's come from Bob Thaves. The next one here says, I'm in shape. Round is a shape. Love that. And the other one here is, my favorite machine at the gym is the vending machine. And that's from Caroline Rhea. Oh, and look, this last one here says, thin people are beautiful, but fat people are adorable. Oh, I love that. Jackie Gleason. So I hope that's giving you a little giggle. Now, let's get stuck in. Let's get stuck in. Here's the first question from, oh my goodness, normally I do these with numbers, don't I? Where there's numbered. I've not numbered them this time. You know what? I'm going to go in right here with Nikki Cern. Nikki Cern. And she says, is Tuberville in Russia's pocket? Yeah, is Tuberville in Russia's pocket? I mean, look, honestly, I mean, basically, I think Russia's got, you know, more pockets than a dungarees factory, to be honest. Who's not in Russia's pockets in some shape or form these days? Such are the travails, battles of the world, power structures shifting, changing, uncertainty, transformation. Pluto in sidereal Capricorn, as you know, I've been going on about for ages, but now everyone can see, can't they? We can all see what's going on. All right. Is Tuberville in Russia's pocket? Let's have a look. Get a bit of shuffleage going on. Tuberville. And for those that may or may not know, Tuberville, from what I understand, is the guy who is blocking the appointments of senior positions in the military to their various positions, while, of course, various allies and countries are at war, etc., etc. All right, Tuberville. Tuberville. So, of course, if we see the classic, what is it, Seven of Swords, which is the little guy, which is the guy stealing the swords wearing the Russian hat, that would be an almost certain yes, wouldn't it? We'll see as well if the Empress comes up. As you know, I select with my eyes closed. As you know, the Empress is my Russia card. Let's see if there's other kind of shenanigans going on. See if there's the Three of Pentacles, which would also talk about collaboration, wouldn't it? The shadow of that. Oh, look! What did... There. Empress. First card, my Russia card is up. Oh, my goodness. Well, well, well. All right, well, here we go. Here we go. Don't you just love the power of tarot? I said, if the Empress card comes up, we know that for me, that's my Russia card. Voila. This is what the question is all about. So I'm going to say this is a big, full, fat yes. Yes. There is something to do here. Now, some people associate this card with America as well, which I can well understand. But as you know, I associate it with Russia. And here it is. It's turned up, slap bang in the front, which, of course, is what this whole reading is about. So, is Tuberville a Russian asset? This would suggest, yes. This is. I'm just going with what the cards would say. Someone is paying this guy money. Why else? Why else delay? Come on, let's think about it. Let's think about it. Why else delay? All sorts of cray-cray going on in the world. we've got the war in Israel, between Israel and Palestine, which is just horrific, by the way. I've been kind of almost keeping a look at a distance, not spiritual bypassing, but certainly not embroiling myself in all of the gory details of what's going on, because it's just ridiculous. There needs to be a ceasefire, and everyone can see Palestine looks like an ashtray. Yeah, looks like an ashtray right now. It's just like, oh, and it's just horror upon horror. Anyway, as you know, I've already mentioned that a certain Putinesca has stirred the pot, most likely in that area, probably given a bit of money to what? Distract from what's going on in Ukraine. But this is about Tuberville. This would suggest, yes, there might be monies at the very least, tactical support or something like that. Because think about it. Is it really in America's interest, which has obviously one of the biggest militaries? I mean, it is also the military industrial complex, which of course has a certain shadow side, but let's not digress. The point is, the USA has one of the most powerful militaries in the world. So why is this guy gumming up the works? Voila, something here to do with Russia. Okay, let's look at the next card. Now, as you know, in the 5-card spread, the second card can be seen as an obstacle. Now, if you look here, look, it's the 3 of Cups, which means what? Celebration, etc., and all that stuff. But celebration for whom? If we take the interpretation of this card, the Empress being the American card, but this still being the obstacle, maybe someone or some nation is celebrating at America's expense, because this card can be read both ways in the politics. Yeah. Either way, this Tuberville is giving Russia, I think, quite a lot of pleasure in his what? In his obstruction. So maybe there are certain people, obviously, certainly Putinska, but there are people in Russia that are celebrating, yeah, this this block. I mean, who knows? He may have, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I take the questions from you guys. I don't know if he's suddenly turned the corner and he's decided to make a decision. But from what I understand, that has not happened yet, and there's still a stalemate. If we look here in the middle, we have the Magician card. Now, the Magician card is a very, very powerful card. It means pulling out all of the stops, using one's initiative, going forward with power, using every trick one has in the book in order to be successful, stuff like that. When I find this card for people in personal readings, it's often very positive because it means they want to take action. They've done their research, they've done their homework, and they're doing as much as they can. However, this is politics. And we're talking about the GOP. And the shadow of this card is what? Manipulation. Manipulation. So here, maybe Russia has paid someone off. They're celebrating at the blockades, and it's what? Full manipulation. This can also describe Tuberville as well, who's doing everything in his power to what? Thwart the appointment of these new people. That's him, yeah, in the shadow. Look at this. So far at the moment, he's winning. This plan to obfuscate, to delay, to gum up the works, obviously so far is working, because look here, this is the victory card as well. And this would be suggesting as well, is as we're talking about the energies of Russia, again for entertainment purposes only, they may be feeling like, or whoever is behind all this, they might be feeling like they're getting the upper hand, because as far as I understand, he's not budged yet. And as we can see, the house is in utter turmoil. I mean, now, of course, we've got that Bible bashing absolute extremist as speaker. Oh, and just so you know, folks, I'm going to do my next deep dive is going to be on him. As you know, I did Jada Pinkett Smith. Not everyone's a fan of her, but you know what? It was interesting. And of course, it's not just about reading on people that we like, yeah? Because we can learn a lot from the charts of people that we don't like, yeah? I remember I did a deep dive on Matt Gaetz. No one really liked that, but it came true. My prediction came true. I said he will get away with it. He was talking his way around. But I think I really should do a deep dive on Mike Johnson. Yeah, I think that's really important. And there's a Mike Johnson question. Anyway, back to Tuberville. Russia are feeling emboldened, yeah, because they feel like their plans are starting to work. Everything's in disarray. However, look at the outcome card. Here it is, of course, temperance. So this is about what? Trying to regain a new balance. As much as all of these things are being thwarted, let's not also forget too that Duck L'Orange is in a pickle of pickles, and so are his children. And there's a question on that. And the energies are shifting. Things are rebalancing. It's still going to be unpredictable, folks, how all of this will play out. But ultimately, we see a rebalancing here. I don't know if they voted out, you know, the guy, what's his name? The failed drag queen. What's he called? I mean, honestly, his dress was almost more criminal than the actual crimes he's already done, let alone defrauding. I've never seen one look so terrible. Anyway, that's a digression. What's he? Santos, that's the one. Will the real Santos stand up? He's facing a vote of eviction, isn't he? And this is actually from Republicans, you know. Maybe a little bit of sanity is creeping into one or two of them. Anyway, but in answer to the question, is Tuberville in Russia's pocket? I would say yes. Yes. Many of them are. Many of them are. Anyway, who else is in the house? Let's see. So, things just reset. Yes. Yeah, Patricia was saying, yeah, Santos. I got there in the end, didn't I, Patricia? You're joking. NYQ Gaduck says, I'm in awe. I also got the six of wands and temperance in the same position as my cards. There we go. There we go. Spirit, yeah, knows no boundaries, knows no boundaries. Yeah, everyone's saying Santos. Yes. Let's see here. Oh, crikey, 1 more second. What was this? Someone was saying Mike Johnson was born, Pixie Dust is saying Mike Johnson was born on the eclipse, elected speaker on an eclipse, and then out in April and the next eclipse, question mark. It will be fascinating to see what you get. That's a very good point. Very good point, because people born on eclipses, their lives are more fated. They are more fated. Duck L'Orange, of course, born on an eclipse. The eclipses are also known as kingmakers, but it doesn't necessarily mean the good king. Yeah, could be any significant leader. Thanks for that. Thanks for sharing that, Pixie Dust. That's a really interesting thing. Let's see what happens. All right, next question. Let's see. Okay, so Mary Myers has asked, I wonder if I've done this question before. Will Ohio vote for reproductive rights for the state's constitution? GOP pulling some voters' registrations. Oh, God, this GOP. You know, they're slavers, you know, that's what they are. They just want women barefoot and pregnant. And then, what is it? That douchebag, what's she called? Lectern, the Lectern Gate woman who basically took all of her friends to Paris. What's she called? Oh, gosh. Well, in her state, she wanted to reduce the working age to something like 13 or 14 or some rubbish like that. So basically, they want them to pump out the babies and then essentially put them into child labor. Honestly, the world today. Anyway, will Ohio vote for reproductive rights for the state's constitution? GOP pulling some voter registrations, and this is from Mary Myers. Let's have a look, see. Let's see what Spirit has to say on this occasion. So let's see. If we get positive cards, then yes, they will vote obviously for those protections. If not, then probably not. So we're going to be looking for things like Ace of Wands would be nice, wouldn't it? If we see the Ace of Pentacles, that could be the Republicans putting money into trying to block it. Victory card, of course, would be nice as well, wouldn't it? Let's have a look, see. Oh dear. Oh, Jesus, look at this. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is how I'm reading it. Gosh, over 400 of you now. Welcome. Thank you, everyone. I hope you're enjoying my 70s or 80s moustache. Anyway, look here. This is what the GOP want to do. They want to put the abortion stuff to bed. They want it to be dead. They don't want there to be any abortion rights, anything like that. They'll happily put the whole thing to sleep. So we can see here the intention of the GOP. In the obstacle position, we have the Hanged Man. So what they want to do, they want to hold everything up, delay. Yeah. However, this could also represent the electorate who is having a change of perspective in terms of things. But look who's in the middle of the reading. Yeah. The devil. So, of course, we can see all of the mishegas that is going on, all of the, you know, trying to pull votes. They're probably going to try and gerrymander, all of the usual BS and horribilis that these terrible GOP are always up to. Oh, my God. I always say evil never sleeps. Yeah, it waits. Yeah. So here you can see the intentions in there. They're going to just try. It's, you know, it's just bad blood all around. Looky here, can never talk about the GOP without talking about money. So here we are, there's a lot of funding. They're going to try and put a lot of funding behind this and stuff like that. But this could also be as well, those that are pro-rights, they could be putting their money in as well. But as you can see, look, there's a female here. So this is the hostess, the independent woman. Yeah, so could this be the case? One would hope that people will vote for what? Pro-choice. Female independence. Let's see. The outcome card is the 9 of Wands. So it's going to be a battle. It's going to be much maneuvering, much embattlement, backwards and forwards, bitterness, negotiation. This could also be the electorate as well that might be feeling a bit tired, or those people that are trying to fight the good fight. But do they persevere? So I'm hoping that it will be a yes. But there is much interference, dark energies going on from the GOP that are trying to hold everything up because they want to put the whole thing to bed. But I'm hoping women will get their wish, have their rights protected and their independence and freedoms protected. But it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle. Yeah. So we'll have to see. It's a cautious yes, but it's a bit like that. Yeah, it wasn't like super duper cards, was it? But it shows that there's a strong fight there going on. Arit, let's have a little look and see who else is in the chit chat. My gosh, 427 of you right now. Mwah! Mwah! Big kisses to everyone. Thank you so much for the support. And I'm glad you like the show. Oh, let's ask Shakespeare about Tuberville. Yeah. Let's get the old Shakespeare out. Bard, where art thou? There we are. Now, if you guys want to know what this book is, it's Shakespeare's The Bard's Guide to Abuses and Affronts. And I normally put in the video description. Do I do it on the Thursday Fry Up? If you look in the Hogarth video description, it's there. All right. What does the Bard think of Tuberville? Managed. Wow. All right. This is what Shakespeare has to say here, because it was, some pages were illustrated, I had no text, so I had to flick forward. Thou art a most notable coward, an infinite and endless liar, an hourly promise breaker, the owner of not one good quality. All is well that ends well. That's from that play. That's what Shakespeare has to say. What's on the next page? Away, you cut-purse rascal, you filthy bung, away. And that's from Henry IV, Part 2. Well, there you are. Shakespeare strikes again. He doesn't think much of Tuberville, does he? Yeah, he's a liar. Absolute liar. Gosh. Let's see who else is in the chat. Oh, no. No. Someone saying here, Annie Hamlet saying, Santis was saved by Congress. You see why I call them baboons? Baboons. Now, I obviously I wasn't aware of the outcome, and I said I knew there was some kind of vote going on. How ridiculous, huh? Just goes to show what a bunch of criminals that they are, because obviously they see themselves as saving one of their own. Look at the message that sends. Look, is that true? Can I don't want to contradict you, Annie, but I don't want to just go on one statement. Yeah, remember as well, this is a live show. I don't have time to check all of this stuff. Can you back up Annie? Annie is saying Santis, DeSantis, or George, George Santos. Don't you mean Santos? Yeah, Santos was saved by Congress. Let me know in the comments. Give me some extra spiel on that, because you guys can obviously bring in news from all over America, which is wonderful. Who else do we have here? Liz Bowes, Jim Jordan. I don't remember mentioning him, but anyway, let's see here. Interesting. Look. The vote on Santos did not eject him from Congress. This is from Rainbow Cleft. Oh my gosh, what a name. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Tessa Painter. Thank you so much. That's so kind for your donation. Well. So he was not ejected. Oh, terrible. Oh, Huckabee. That was it. Yes, thank you. I couldn't remember. You know, oh, she's a dreadful woman. Dreadful. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, yeah, the lectern gate person. Let's see here. Shivani Dumas, the LI continued, has been pushing for Santos' dismissal. He stood up defending his position in Congress on November 1st. Yeah. Well, it looks like he's been kept. How disgraceful, isn't it? Someone's saying here. Oh, hello, Sherry. Voices from the SWAT. Oh, God, we're supposed to do a collab. You've been asking me forever. Bless you. We will do something. Ding, ding, ding. That's exactly right, Hogarth. Let's see here. Cheryl Clark. MAGA. Let's see. Beautiful cards. Okay. So someone's saying late here. What was the current question in the chat? Sorry, I've forgotten. What is it? The last two was, the last one, will Ohio vote for reproductive rights? The one before that is Tuberville in Russia's pocket. And Shakespeare was reading on Tuberville. All right, let's move on to the next question. Right, we're going to go international here. This is coming from Melody Mondell. And she said, do you see Lebanon being caught in the Middle East war? Oh, God, I hope not. We'd want to see calming cards on this one, isn't it? But if we see things bombastic, particularly if we see the Knight of Swords, which is a very warlike card, or, you know, what is it? The Five of Swords, which is an abuse of power, isn't it? Or the Tower. So let's hope if we get calming cards like Temperance and stuff like that, then maybe not. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Will Lebanon, from Melody Mondell, her question. Thank you for your question. Do you see Lebanon being caught up in the Middle East war? I mean, Lebanon are still recovering from, remember that massive explosion in the harbor? God, trash the whole port. I remember that. Let's see. Will Lebanon get involved? Oh, gosh, I've not. Clunky cards. 1 minute. Will Lebanon be involved? Will they get involved? Let's see. See what the cards are. Okay. They're contemplating. All right. Okay. They're contemplating. Right. Will, the question is, do you see Lebanon being caught in the Middle East war? If we look here, we have got the Strength card. So of course, what is the strength card? It's about the restraint of this lion, but you will notice it's not using force. Here, the woman is able to restrain the lion with the force of her character and her virtue, as is implied by the white dress. So when the card is reversed, it can mean bestial thoughts, being out of control, stuff like this. But when it's the right way up, of course, this can talk about restraint. So maybe there is an element here of restraint, not wanting to escalate things further. That's how I'm interpreting that card. However, look what's in the obstacle position. It's the Lovers. Now, the Lovers, of course, talks about teamwork, partnership, but also trade, business, all of this kind of stuff. And it's in the obstacle position. So when we think of the Lovers as being concord, cooperation, collaboration with others, obviously there is an element here where there's an obstacle to this. So maybe, maybe Lebanon's not feeling like, they're kind of torn in some kind of way. Yeah. If we look here, especially the next card, look, another major arcana. First three are major arcana. Here we have the Hangman is back again. So I think they're pondering, they're looking at things, changing their perspective. Obviously, this new war between Israel and Palestine or Gaza is really changing perspective on things. But I mean, can they afford to be involved in a war and stuff like that? I don't know. I think Lebanon has still got huge problems of their own. That explosion, do you remember that explosion at the port a few years ago, was utterly devastating. It destroyed grain, blew out buildings and windows for miles around. If we look here, we have got the Three of Swords. So of course they're looking on at what's happening in Gaza with anguish. Isn't everyone in the whole Middle East region? Yeah, this is just terrible. It's just all of it. It's just horrible atrocities, left, right, and center. Hamas atrocities, on the part aspects of Israel, atrocities as well, bombing this, that, and everyone's chopping, bombing, slicing. Oh, it's just too much. There needs to be a ceasefire. So Lebanon is looking on and just really worrying because, of course, we don't want it to expand and destabilize the whole region, which is probably something Putinesca wants, because it will keep the eye off, Ukraine. But ultimately, look, the outcome card here, we see that is another major arcana. So 4 out of 5 cards have been major arcana for Lebanon. So they're in at a kind of a significant crossroads as well. But the Hermit here suggests going within, doing their research. So I think it's fair to say that Lebanon is looking at the situation going on in the Middle East closely. But how much, if they're prepared to intervene and get stuck in, I would doubt. As we know that the Hermit card is more of a reclusive, contemplative card, which isn't all about action and stuff. It's much more about reflection. Yeah, so let's see what happens with that. But I hope that answers your question. A little slurp of coconut water. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. Let's see who else is in. What's this? Peeper Frog is saying Texas trying to pass a new law to restrict pregnant women from traveling to New Mexico. They assume that they'll be going to abort do you remember once upon a time? Well, it still is, but America was known as what? The land of the free. So they're trying to literally restrict people from moving around, crossing borders. Who would have thought that we would see times like this? I remember predicting years ago that we would see stuff that we've never seen before. And I still believe, I really do believe, I think Texas, remember the eclipses have gone through Texas. The solar eclipse went through Mexico and Texas. The next one, solar eclipse in April 2024, also goes through Texas. And I'll say it again, I think they're going to try and secede. They're going to do something because, look, Duck L'Orange is probably going to be struck off the ballot. Well, almost certainly Colorado. We'll have to see, but there'll be a few others as well. And I think, I think Texas might go for it. I think Texas might go for it. They're going to be a problem, and they're going to be a major, major, major part of American news next year. especially around the spring when this next eclipse goes through the country. All right, what's the next question? Oh, here's one. How are we doing on time? We're going to do a Judge Cannon question, and then we're going to do Duck L'Orange. All right, so Susan Lilly has asked, will Judge Cannon push Trump's document trial to late 2024, or will she be replaced? Love your show, never miss. Ah, thanks so much, Susan. Great question. So again, let me know in the comments, folks. Is she going for it? Is she trying to push back the trial date over the Mar-a-Lago documents? Remember where they were stacked to the ceiling? The world, you know, isn't the world just bonkers? How can anyone still, you know, support, you know, Trump after this, you know, whatever? Yeah, we know Mike Pence took a document or two, and, you know, we know that Biden had a document or two next to the Chevrolet, but come on, Duck L'Orange had them stacked up to the ceiling. I mean, he shouldn't even be allowed to walk around free. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Anyway, wow, 500 of you now. Thank you so much for joining me. Much appreciated. All right. Will Judge Cannon push Trump's document trial to late 2024, or will she be replaced? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's see what the cards say. I hope we get the Six of Swords, which would mean moving on, wouldn't it? Or what's another one? Eight of Cups. Will be nice. That would imply I should have to move on. Let's see, though. I don't want to preempt things. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Will Judge Cannon move the child to 2024? I didn't even know she could do that. And if she can, yeah, why hasn't she done it already? We all know that she's magatonic. Let's have a look. Well. Oh, this is very interesting. Oh, this is quite piquant, folks. Okay. Here we are. We have the Star card. Now, as you know, now the Star card is a very positive card. It means rejuvenation, resuscitation, and the universe having your back. But as you know, the Star card is one of my other cards for Duck L'Orange. The shadow of this card, as I refer to, is what? The narcissist. That's not the official thing, but we're reading on Trump. And look, Trump has showed up. So this is what? The vainglorious narcissist. So we can see here Spirit is tuning in. And of course, you know, this is obviously talking about Duck L'Orange and Judge Cannon. Will she try and move his case? Here we are. What comes out next? Eight of Pentacles. Now, this is the card of what? Study, hard work, research, and stuff like that. And you remember I said she needs to learn her job, as we know. As we know with Judge Cannon, she's not had that much court experience. You know, I think it was 12 hours or 12 days or whatever. Either way, there was a 12. I mean, she's obviously had a little bit more now. You know, she's had to get out a few books and make some proclamations and stuff like that. But this is also the work. This is also the card of hard graft and effort. However, it has turned up in the obstacle position, which means we can assume that it's reversed. When it is reversed, there can be a sense of boredom, frustration with one's work, wanting to give it up in some kind of way, just being like, meh, Maybe she's getting tired. Maybe she's getting exhausted. Maybe there's a lot of people putting pressure on her to work harder on behalf of who? Duck L'Orange, yeah? If we look here, this is a very emotional situation, yeah? Now, normally, this could actually be seen as a positive, yeah? Which, you know, it's kind of like emotions overflowing, etc., all of this kind of stuff. But you always have to look at the cards that are here. Obviously, this is a card of graft and hard work. And the next card that comes out here is what? The Page of Swords. So this is sometimes referred to as a spy in a camp or the enemy in the camp. This could talk about Judge Cannon, maybe coming up with an announcement that people don't like. Or this could be more in the sense of, in the case where more people might flip against Duck L'Orange, And of course, as the cloud of guilt gets ever thicker around him, can she really go out on a limb and then basically with something that is such in the public interest and really move his trial date to 2024? Let me know in the comments, folks, if this is really something that she's intending to do, because it would be absolutely outrageous. If we look here, we see the outcome card. Look at this. It's the Queen of Swords, which actually can often deal with what? A female judge, or deals with strong character, sane and rational judgment. So she may want to, but sane and rational judgment may win out, because we need to also understand as well that the documents case is the most straightforward and open and shut of them all, which is obviously why Duc Laurent would want it moved, because it's the one that would obviously get him locked up in jail. If what I suspect is, because the outcome card here is the Queen of Swords, if Judge Cannon tried to move that date beyond the general election in 2024, I think she'd have to recuse herself, because it could only be interpreted in one way, and she would be seen as a justice that is essentially trying to obstruct justice and due accountability. Yeah. Also, as well, she would be going against the other branch of government, because of course this has been brought forward by the DOJ and Jack Smith. So my instinct is she may want to do some kind of thing to help Duc Laurent. However, her work is cut out for her. It might just be too much hard work, but the emotions around it, her emails inboxes must be full of Magatonians, as Lady G would say, who are bombarding her, telling her, you got to save Trump, you got to help, and, we will have to see. Let's see here. Oh, now this is coming from Nicola McClafferty, and then we'll finish on Dr. Laurent. So she says, the new Speaker of the House appears to have a few holes in his finances. Basically, he says he doesn't have a lot. Now, apparently, he's only got 800,000 or something like that, which, of course, we wouldn't mind having in our accounts. However, when it comes to running campaigns and this, that, and the other, that's bum crumbs. Yeah. Old McCarthy that they got rid of was, Billy Moneybags. Yeah. That wasn't a very smart move, wasn't it? Apparently, he's raised the most funding out of any Congress person, over $500 million, they say. But, the GOP, they're cray-cray. Anyway, so basically he doesn't have a lot. He appears to be financed by a Russian oligarch, she says. So do the cards show where the dots can be connected and show the truth on where he's hiding his money? So as I say, look, when it comes to GOP, who's not in Russian pockets these days? Like I said, Russia's got more pockets than a Levi's factory. First of all, I said dungarees, but they got pockets everywhere, because there's a lot of corrupt people in the world. But particularly as well, as we've seen, there's so many in American politics. And look, they can only corrupt the corruptible. If they had integrity, if they believed in their country, if they were true patriots, then they wouldn't be so easily seduced, were they? Would they? At the end of the day, Russia's not holding a gun to these people's heads. They are willing. Oh, they're willingly doing this. Oh, 3 cards dropped out. That's probably too many to read. But look, one of them's the Fool. How interesting. So let's see. Let's see on that. Who else is in the chat? Let's have a look. Scroll down. Someone says, I know this comes up periodically, but can you ask if Trump will actually be the nominee? Well, we've said he probably will be. I mean, he's got no obstacle. I mean, it's a bit of an old question, isn't it? I mean, not to be bad, but it has been asked to death. As yet, there's no one else that's putting themselves forward in any meaningful kind of way. So unless he's excluded from the ballot in a significant way, I can't see how he's not going to be the nominee, isn't it? Because look who he's up against. We'll have to see. But so far, he seems to be the nominee. Let's see. So Cheryl Clark is here. Deb Marsh. Oh, what's it? Lizette is saying, oh God, every time you say all read it, it makes me think of singer Slim Gallard and his Vault language from the 40s and 50s. Yeah, you know, got to fling a bit in there from time to time. Who else is here? We also have Annie Hamlet. Oh, someone's saying 31 Dems. Mama Bear Love says 31 Dems voted to keep him as well. That is disgraceful, isn't it? Anyway, don't get me started on the Dems. Let me just tell you this. The GOP is not the only one infiltrated by monies and corruption and stuff like that. How could any Democrat vote to keep that guy? Again, let me know in the comments. Oh my God, 31. There's a lot of crooks in Congress. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's see what else is there. Thumbs up. Oh, thank you. Thumbs up for Santos Lewis McDonald. And let's see here. Okay, yeah, and someone else also clarifying Santos was saved. What a disgrace. But remember what I said. Remember what I said. Everyone was saying he's going to be kicked out. Do you remember? Everyone said he wouldn't last. And I said at the time, remember when McCarthy was being announced as Speaker of the House, or when McCarthy was Speaker of the House, and I said he and the GOP will keep Santos for however long he is needed. Remember what I said? I said they have a majority thinner than a gnat's willy. Yeah. So if they lose Santos, you know, that's another vote, you know, down the drain and whatever. And obviously self-preservation, self-interest and all of that kind of stuff. What really shocked me was that 31 Democrats allegedly have voted for him. My God, let me know in the comments if that can be backed up. Outrageous. But there you are. There you are. Okay, so Speaker of the House appears to have holes in his finances, and basically he appears to be financed by a Russian oligarch. Do the cards show where the dots can be connected? All right, let's have a look. So the new speaker, now remember guys, I'm going to do my next deep dive is going to be on him. Yeah, it's going to be him. He is being touted as an Aquarius, but I strongly suspect, because remember, Western tropical astrology is 24 degrees ahead, almost a whole sign ahead. I strongly suspect he is a conservative Capricorn. What do you reckon, folks? According to Vedic astrology, of course. All right. Mike Johnson, is there Russian oligarch money with him as well? See if the Pentacles show up. We get Ace of Pentacles. That would be a definite yes, wouldn't it? 9 of Pentacles would also indicate. 10 of Pentacles we usually get, don't we, with the GOP? Let's have a look. And of course, if the Empress comes up again, or the 7 of Swords. Oh, let's have a look. Oh. How interesting. No Pentacles. Yeah, no Pentacles. Things walking away. The cards have produced something very interesting. Wow, there's 562 of you now. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Pardon me. Here we go. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. So here, look. This card is about what? Making plans. Making plans. Here you can see he's looking at the globe, contemplating big plans as well, but this is also waiting for the ship to come in. But it doesn't have a Russia vibe to this to this card. So it's look, he's waiting for his ship to come in. He's probably thinking about his finances and how he can fundraise, yeah, what email campaigns he can do, you know, because obviously Duc Laurent just shown the way of how to grift and stuff like that. But this is suggesting this is someone who's making plans and literally waiting for their ship, you know, for the monies to come in. If we look here in the obstacle position, we have the Ace of Wands, which is normally what? A big yes card. But it's turned up in the obstacle position. This is about initiating new projects, etc., stuff like that. But for him, in this case, it's pretty much reversed. So this will show that maybe his speakership has not got off to the best start, has it? Now people realize how Bible bash he is. And what is it? His wife, wasn't it hilarious where they said, he said, my wife's been praying on her knees, you know, for however long before she took down her, you know, her homophobic website and all of that stuff, comparing it to bestiality, incest. These people are just ridiculous, and all the other stuff. So obviously his speakership hasn't got off to necessarily the best start. If we see here, look, there's the walking away card. Isn't that interesting? Now, but who is doing the walking away? Is it the GOP, people within the GOP, or could this be the electorate or the voter? I don't think this guy is going to voluntarily walk away from the speakership, yeah, because he really sees himself as a kind of Pope-like character. I think this is the aversion that people now feel now that they've realized what he's all about. But again, it's not speaking about monies. If we look here, we have the Six of Cups, which is all about what? Family and nostalgia, or wanting to take things back to an idyllic time from memory. So that's obviously him. Idyllic, obviously, for, you know, white cis males from a certain extraction and certain political beliefs. This is obviously not applying to everyone else. It's not applying to women. It's not applying to black people, brown people, Asian people, anyone who's not, you know, basic neo-fascist Christian, basically. But anyway, that's his nostalgia element there. But look, the outcome card is the what? The moon. Howling at the moon. Look, the lobster is coming out of the water. We know they're cray-cray, yeah? I suspect the wife is probably totally crackers as well, to be honest, yeah? And I think nothing can be seen clearly by moonlight. So look, these people that selected him, obviously, look, they were in such a maelstrom and they've not done their vetting process properly. Not that they've got any vetting process anyway. I mean, what's the point of even expecting anything of virtue or moral from these people, particularly as they voted to keep Santos? He goes to see the crooks. They're crooks voting for their own. Anyway, more stuff is going to emerge about this guy. Obviously, there's only so many websites and stuff that you can cancel. More will come out about the speaker. I'm not necessarily seeing Russian money because I didn't see any Russian cards there. So I'm going to say, I don't know. Will he have some Russian contacts? Almost certainly, because remember, many people in Congress went over there. If there is any money, it's probably hidden. Yeah, it's probably hidden from view. So I can't give a categorical yes on that. But thanks for the question anyways. All right. Now, final question. Oh, crikey, the time's gone so quick. So Dawn Harris has asked, hi, Hogarth, could you read on how fried duck l'orange, or as I now call him, crispy duck l'orange, yeah, because he's under the heat. Can you read on how fried duck l'orange and his overpriced and undercooked chicken leg children will go in their upcoming testimonies? That's brilliant. Overpriced and undercooked chicken leg children. Wow. I wonder who will be the first to throw the others down the garbage disposal. LOL laugh. So thank you. I absolutely love your channel. Well, thank you, Dawn, for your support of the channel. Now, obviously, the main one, as I've been saying for the longest time, I think the one who's really going to pull the trigger potentially is Ivanka Underbus. Yeah. If she throws Daddy under the bus, that's what I'm going to call her, Ivanka Underbus. Because in some ways she has the most to lose. Remember, you know, she's a mother. She has to think about that. She's obviously thinking about that. She obviously cares and loves her family. But at the end of the day, when you're a mum of 3 kids, do you really want to go in jail? She is torn. Yeah, torn. But let's answer the question. So will basically the children throw Daddy under the bus? So if we get the Queen of Cups come up, or Queen of Wands, then we know that's going to be Ivanka. If we get Kings, or Pages rather, Pages for the sons, then we know that they're going to throw Daddy under the bus. if we get queens and pages and kings, they're all going to throw daddy under the bus. So let's see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Obviously, if the Emperor turns up or the Star, that's going to be Duck L'Orange, but let's see. Will the children throw daddy under the bus? One day, you know, they're going to make a musical about this, you know, folks. When this is all over, and hopefully, if humanity is still standing intact, they are going to make a musical about this, or even an opera. Oh! King of Wands. The Tower. Hierophant. Well, Queen of Cups. What did I say? Oh, my God. All right. We've had two of the children turn up. Yeah. Or we could actually see this is Duck L'Orange as well. Yeah. The entrepreneur. Here we are. The King of Wands sitting here. But this could be what? It could be Don Jr. or it could be Eric. Could also be Eric Trump. Are his lips about to loosen on daddy? We will have to see. Look what's in the obstacle position for the orange one. Oh dear, the Tower. That means there could be devastating testimony coming from one of the children that just burns the whole thing down. There we are. We can see you can see for itself. In regards to what? Look, the case. Yeah, because the Hierophant also represents elements of what? The state, the government, the law. Here, they're going to have to take the diktats of the law. So, of course, this is the DOJ. This is all of the cases pretty much all rolled into one against Duck L'Orange. Maybe with the full weight of the law facing them, the kids might have, you know, might think differently. However, there's going to be some kind of rising up or being bold and dramatic. One of them might say something controversial or dramatic in court. There could be one or two surprises that come out. A lot of passion here. Here we are rearing up, but this can also be the Knight of Wands can also be impulsive as well. Yeah. But here, look, Queen of Cups, as I said, Ivanka. Yeah. And here she is. As Lady G would say, with a crucible of abominations, she has got all of the secrets. Will she spill the tea? I think she will, because if she doesn't, and if she lies in court, she'll be done for perjury. Yeah, she'll be done for perjury. Ivanka knows everything. She's trying to keep stum, but we all know she knows everything. So there could be potentially two siblings, but really, because the last card, the outcome card, is the Queen of Cups, it is most likely to be Ivanka. You can see it in Trump's astrology, and I've been saying this for years, as you guys know, from pretty much the get-go. So that completes everything. I don't want the video to be too long. The hour has flown by. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you, too, as well, for all of the support. Please, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell notification and all that jazz. And watch the odd ad as well if you can. Not long ones, of course. If it's 20 minutes, then forget that. But, you know, 10 seconds will do. You know, it's just one of these things. It really does help the channel. Thank you as well for joining me. Thank you for all the comments and everything like that as well. I've got some stuff. Oh, my goodness. Look at these. So thank you, Tessa Painter. Thank you, Kathleen Madley. Thank you as well, Annie Hamlet. And thank you as well, Lucky McLucky. Much appreciated. Oh, Ernie's mom's just come in as well. Thank you so much for all the support. It really, really helps. I could go on. I would love to go on. I feel like it was a good show tonight. But let's leave it there. Otherwise, the video will get too long. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. Much love, as always. And, of course, oh, Fozzie's coming in as well. Thank you. You will see me, of course, on Hogarth. Maybe we'll tackle some of those things I alluded to today. But for now, it is goodbye, big love, and I will see you all soon. And thanks again so much for the support. Mwah! Bye-bye for now.